Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So let's begin our session with a wonderful quote. Humility is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength and patience. Greetings of the day. Good evening everyone. I Ashika Malhotra being your host for today's international webinar on the topic the power of being humble and extends my warm greeting and a very good evening to all of you present here. As we know that it refers to the strength and effectiveness that comes from having a modest and unpretentious attitude, especially in the situations where one might have power, authority, or expertise. The power of being humble can manifest in various aspects of life and has a profound impact on personal development, relationship, leadership, and social interaction. Here's a breakdown of how humility can involve in these areas: personal development, relationships, leadership, and societal interaction. Talking about the SEMS Welfare Foundation, we are a Section 8 not for profit company registered under the Companies Act 2013 with a various recognition from Niti Aayog, MSME, MPCon, DDU, and more. Recognized as a startup by DIPP, MCI, and awarded Best Service Award for National Contribution. SAMS Group, with an active network of 5,000 plus professional published books and an international journal, organized education and health camps for underprivileged children, promoted digital and financial literacy, and contributed to society. Our initiative, Digi Saksham, has developed content for 300 plus courses in IT, BFSI, retail, entrepreneurship, impacting diverse age groups. We have executed a skilling project for 600 inmates, signed MOUs for training, collaborated with various organizations, and conducted international conferences. FM Leads, another SEMS initiative, empowers women through workshop and newsletter, conducting awareness programs in digital literacy, marketing, and career development across different industries. We have impacted over 1,000 women across states and recently celebrated a milestone of 100 women associated with the program. On behalf of whole SAMES family, I welcome you all for today's international webinar on the power of being humble. And to add to our guest of honor, today's speaker is Ois Khan. It is a great honor to have you with us, sir. We are grateful for your presence here with us today. Now, let me introduce you to the speaker, a Kashmiri by birth and now an entrepreneur in New Delhi. He is a dreamer, a fitness enthusiastic, and a dynamic speaker. He loves connecting with people, and these guided him to become a personality development coach, a motivation speaker, and a life coach. He advocates a healthy, balanced approach to success through realistic yet innovative solutions. And MBA graduate, it has helped him to develop a strong professional network along with the soft skills. He has conducted many seminars for personality development in Delhi NCR. His goal is to use his experience and knowledge to contribute and add value to the society.
Thank you very much, Yashika.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Let's discuss basically, is humbleness a power or a weakness? All right. Okay, let's start with Mr. Gyansham Das Garg. You can unmute yourself and
Please.
Yeah,
I'm Jamdas.
yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Gyansham.
humbleness. It's a power.
It's a power.
Humbleness is a power.
Okay, you are with the power. So, can you explain how it's a power?
Because when a person is not humble, means he is angry. He lost his senses. And if he is humble, then he is having a decision making power.
Okay. That's great. Nice. So you are with the power. Let me see who is with the weakness. Nana, I would like you to speak something about this. Is it a power or a weakness? You can have any stand. I'm not concluding anything here. It's a discussion here right now. Is it a power or a weakness? Unmute yourself, Nana.
I feel sometimes it is a power and sometimes it's a weakness, because in situations when you need to be humble, then you should be humble. And in some situations when you do not need to bow down in front of people who are manipulative, who are not nice to you, then it's a weakness if you are being humble in front of them.
That's a wonderful thing. That's great. Okay, now let's ask Samriddhi. Can you unmute yourself and answer this thing, that is humbleness a power or weakness? Just a power or weakness with what you stand?
So it is power.
It's a power. Mr. Arpit, unmute
Good
yourself.
evening, sir. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
sir. Sir,
So,
for me, it's a sure.
okay, this is the question. What is it on the screen?
Sir,
Is
for me, it's a weakness because sometimes it leads to exploitation over the workplace. Because in the way of building emotional rapport with people, sometimes they become too much humble and it leads to exploitation.
so you have said that it's a weakness because people can exploit you. Is it like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's wonderful. Samina, that Arpit has basically said it's a weakness because at this workplace, people can basically, we can say, exploit you. And let's move forward now. And Nana has already said that it is both the power as well as weakness. So let's dig out that what it is basically. Is it really a power or it's a weakness? Because we should understand that whether this is a power or not. So it's a quote from my book. This is my book. It's on. You can see it everywhere on Amazon at all. I have taken the quote from my book itself that arrogance is the disease of the heart. The cure lies in being grateful, and the state of gratefulness cannot be achieved without being humble. So this is my quote. You can even, if you want to, just write it down or even want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot of this quote. The quote is arrogance is the disease of the heart. The cure lies in being grateful. And the state of gratefulness cannot be achieved without being humble. So let's see that is it a power or not? This is the question, now. All of you. This is the question, now. Is it a power or not? Are
Yes,
you
sir.
there? You can say yes or no to me because I will like. I'm not. It's a kind of a thing where I am only speaking. You should say yes or no. That will not hinder my presentation. So, Arprit, what do you understand by this quote? Arrogance is a disease of the heart. The cure lies in being grateful, and the state of gratefulness cannot be achieved without being humble. Do you feel that this quote is correct or not?
So I feel like this quote is correct, but it's more about your specific situations where this quote can be applied. And yes, everything would be applicable when it's being humble. You are being humble, you are achieving everything. But it depends upon the situation and the specific workplace you are.
So Arpit's question is basically, I will take your question later on. I understood your point. Your point is basically that at the workplace, uh, this doesn't work, being humble and all. This doesn't work. How can it work? Because people are manipulating you and exploiting you. Nana is also with the view that people manipulate you and exploit you. How it happens? It can be very dangerous for you if you be like humble. And so let me first clear that what humble means. Humbleness does not mean if somebody is taking advantage of you or if somebody is, we call that making you feel bad about something. Or humbleness does not mean if somebody is taking undue advantage of yourself and you are getting exploited. It does not mean that. Humbleness means to stand up for yourself that time. Humbleness does not mean that you have to be humble and you have to be naive. Humbleness does not mean naiveness. So first understand the word humbleness. Humbleness comes from humility, being grounded. It does not mean that if somebody is taking undue advantage of yourself and you are getting exploited. Okay, so let's come to ways to practice humility. Why it's important? Why it's really important? Like why it's important? So you understood the point till now that why it's important or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It does not mean, first of all, you have to understand that it does not mean that you have to get exploited. Humbleness does not mean it will now if somebody says to you at a workplace something wrong and you have to admit it. It's a weakness then. Remember this thing. If you are getting exploited under the name of humbleness, then it's a weakness. It does not, then it's not humbleness, then it is being, we call that weak. Humbleness gives you strength. I will tell you how. When you will understand, when I will go on to the slides, you will understand how you will be getting this thing. I will give you some, a kind of overview that humbleness is a power. How it's a power and it can also become a weakness. Remember this thing. It can become a weakness if you do not speak for yourself. Because humbleness, see, confidence means being aware of your qualities, being aware of your abilities. And but if you're not a confident person there, what happens is that if you get confident a lot, it means if you get a lot of confidence, it's good. it's fine. But if you get overconfident, now the thing is over. Here was the confidence thing. It was a line between. Now, if you are getting overconfident, okay, then if you get prove wrong, you get down. So you understand the point that humility should be there, because even if you are at any place in your life, you should be humble. Why you should be humble? So that anything should not get to your head, as said, rightly said by Mr. I would like to name that person, Mr. Gansham. I guess the name was Gansham ji. Wait a
Yes,
second.
sir.
Yeah, he basically said it correct. He said it should not get to the head. In the first beginning, I was not so much sure that anybody would be speaking so much correctly here, and I was very surprised that he in the first go said the correct thing, and that was that he said it in a very correct manner, that it should not get to your head. It should not get to your head. That's the thing. So that is the only thing. You have to be grounded. Grounded does not mean anybody will come and step or walk over you. Does not mean you have to be. If somebody tries to do that, you have to be very respectful about it and say, you are doing this thing wrong, you should not do this thing to me. It means being assertive. Humbleness plus assertiveness, it should be there. Assertiveness means if somebody is doing something wrong to you, you have to be assertive in a way, in a very respectful manner. You have to express that, yes, this is, you are not doing this thing correct, you should mend this thing. So standing up for you that you are getting arrogant, okay, it is a part of humbleness. It is part of being confident as well. Okay, so let's see how we can practice. So up till now, have you understood, Arpit? Because you are the only person here who said that I'm not just pinpointing you, because see, listen, we are here to learn. I'm a student of knowledge itself. Okay, I'm a person who is learning each and every day. Even we all, like, I can learn from you even something. I can learn from all the people here something, because all people have their own experiences and their own skill set. We are here to learn and exchange our knowledge. That's all. You got it? That's the thing. So, Arpit, are you now understanding the point why humbleness should be there, so that we should not get overconfident and this should not get to our head, and we should not sound like cocky? This is the thing. We should not sound like an arrogant person, because arrogance is the disease of the heart. This is what I have already said. If you check my this quote, arrogance is the disease of the heart. So I have basically said in my this quote that I have attributed arrogance to the disease of the heart. What does this mean, disease of the heart? Gansham ji, can you please explain this? What does this mean that it is a disease of the heart? Arrogance. No, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yes.
There are two things in your heart. One is anger and arrogance and others, and second thing is a kind apologizing and humbleness. If you feed the anger in your heart, it will grow, and if you
Wonderful.
feed the humbleness in your heart, that will grow. So
That's great.
arrogance is a disease of the heart.
Yeah, that's great. So I will explain it how it's a disease of the heart. See, our heart is a pure thing. Remember this thing. Most people's heart is a pure thing. Now, people who have taken arrogance in their heart, jealousy, any kind of negative traits in their heart. For example, jealousy is there. Not being happy with others is also envy. Like all these things which are negative in nature. If somebody has put this in the heart, so there is a disease in the heart. We call it. It's a kind of a metaphor. I'm not saying it's a there is a disease of the heart, like you will say a cardiologist is there. Like cardiologist will see an arrogant person's heart, he will see that okay, or she will see that it's fine. The doctor will see an arrogant person's heart as a fine heart. We say in a psychological manner, or we can say that I'm using a metaphor here, that it's a disease of the heart. It's a disease. What kind of disease? It's a kind of, we call this metaphor kind of disease, which is psychological in nature, not really a disease of the heart. It's not a kind of physical illness. Okay. The cure lies in being grateful. The cure for the arrogance lies in being grateful. So can anybody tell me what grateful means? Okay, let me ask. Nana, can you just tell me what grateful means?
Being thankful for whatever we have received from the universe, from the world. from our parents, from the people who love us, being thankful
That's
for
really
everything for this life.
that's very wonderful. Okay. So grateful means to be thankful towards the universe. And the state of gratefulness cannot be so a person cannot be grateful until and unless he is humble. So you understood the point. This is the thing. Arrogance, second is disease, third is grateful, then is humble. So it has a connection. Are you understanding the point? How it has a connection? Why I have written this quote in my book. So arrogance, we have to reach to the humble part. Humbleness does not mean somebody will come and walk over you. Remember this thing. Humbleness means to be confident in your own self and as well being assertive. At the point where somebody is doing something wrong to you have to speak up. That is being really humble. Okay. Okay. So you have understood this quote, Arprit. Have
Yes,
you
sir.
understood the quote? So that's great. You have understood it. So arrogance, I will sum up like this. I will sum it up like this. Arrogance is a disease of the heart. So it's a disease of the heart in a metaphorical manner. It's a metaphor kind of a thing. The cure lies in being grateful. Okay. So you have to be thankful to the universe. That thanks universe. At least you have given me ears. We are listening. Okay. Some people have ears. They don't listen. They have got 2 ears, so it's being thankful. And the state of gratefulness cannot be achieved, so we cannot achieve the state of gratefulness without being what? Humble. So the cure for arrogance is being grateful, plus then only you will be grateful and then you will be humble. So you understood my point, Nana? You understood it? Arprit, you understood it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Other people have also joined. I request them to please put on their switch on their cameras and so that I can see you all. Okay. Let's now move towards ways to practice humility. Why it is so how we can basically now you have understood the point that why humbleness is important and why it is a power and how it's a power basically and why it's not a weakness. Like people have already we have done a discussion. People who have joined late, let me show them what we have basically covered here is that we have basically covered here only one thing, that is a discussion between the humbleness, like is it a power or a weakness. Now we are switching towards this quote which is from my book. Okay, there, arrogance is the disease of the heart, the cure lies in being grateful, and the state of gratefulness cannot be achieved without being humble. This is the quote. And now we will see why we have seen it. Now we'll see ways to practice humility. So why we have understood why it's important to us being humble, that we should not get overconfident and it should not get to our head. And we, because when our logics and our reasoning is hampered, then we can basically get very much, you know mm, we can basically make very bad decisions, and as well we can be detrimental to our society when we are not having a sound reasoning. And it gets when the things get to a head, that I am doing this is this I'm a powerful person. This is fine, it's affirmation, it's good. Confidence means you have to affirm something like I am a good person. It's fine. But the thing is that there's a slight difference between confidence and overconfidence. You have to understand these things. That's the only thing I am going to tell you here. So I request all of you to first switch on your cameras. I already made this request so that I see you all. Okay, that's great. So now ways to practice humility. What are the ways to practice humility? First is listen actively. So I guess we have a new participant here, Dr. Sanjay. I request you to unmute yourself and put switch on the camera.
Right, so actually I'm traveling at present. I think I'm audible to you, so I'll not be able to switch on the camera.
Okay, fine. You can say something about listen actively. Do you know anything about listening actively?
Yeah, actually, let me tell you, I'm a professor of finance with Guru Gobind Singh in the Prasta University, right? And when we talk of listen actively, I think that is more important than speaking actually. So
That's
at
wonderful.
times, we should always, yeah, we before speaking, we should listen more and speak less actively. Because our speaking should have quality. Then speaking less is a sign of humility actually,
That's great. That's wonderful.
rather than self bragging and speaking a lot about yourself. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I will sum it up like this. Now you can mute yourself. Dr. Sanjay. So listen actively, it means that listening by heart. Remember the word, I just pointed to my heart. It means listening through heart, through all the senses. That means your eyes. You have to observe the body language of people as well when you are basically talking. That's why I'm telling you to switch on the camera so that I see your body language as well. Listening is not through only through ears. It's through heart, through all the senses, five senses we have got. And even the sixth sense is there, that is the intuition sense. That is also we have to use while we are listening. Through eyes, you have to see the body language. First, let me read this. Practice truly hearing others' perspectives without interjecting. That means you don't have to stop somebody while somebody is talking. Only if you have a valid and solid ground to speak, then only you can interject people. That is the thing. That is the core concept. Or assuming you know better. That is the thing. So the thing is that listening is through five senses plus one sense more, that is six sense. You have to use your all the senses to understand the understands what somebody is saying so that you really feel them. There should be a connection. If there is not a connection between you and the other person, that person will feel that you are fake. Are you understanding my point? Arprit, are you understanding my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have to listen through how many senses?
So what is the difference between hearing and listening?
That's great. See, listening is through it's one and the same thing. Hearing and listening, it's a kind of a language thing. I'm telling you that just feel. You will listen through ears. Okay,
No, so
that's all.
can I intervene?
Yeah, why not, Dr. Sanjay?
Yeah. So actually, hearing is you hear all kinds of things. We hear noises also, irrelevant things also. But when we listen very carefully, and we listen to only the relevant things.
That's wonderful. That I was saying this that it's a language thing itself. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you very much, Sanjay, Mr. Sanjay. Okay, Mr. Sanjay, you can mute. Very good. See, it's a language thing itself. I told you. Just listen those things which are proper. And you have to use how many senses, Arpit? How many senses?
Six senses.
Yeah, six senses. You have to work on your intuition as well. If your intuition power is not that much good, you have to work on it. Okay, so let's move to now. You understood first way to practice humility is by actively listening.
Actively.
Listen actively. Okay. Second is accept feedback gracefully. Feedback can be positive, feedback can be negative. See, now let me first read this. Embrace constructive criticism as an opportunity for growth rather than becoming defensive. So if somebody corrects me, right now, Mr. Dr. Sanjay added something which was there, but he added something to the class or this webinar, and it was a kind of a good thing. I really appreciated this thing. So you understood the point. See, we all are human beings. You have to first understand this. We all are human beings and liable to commit mistakes and liable to do good things. We can do sometimes good things and sometimes we cannot do good things. And if somebody constructively criticizes somebody that you should do this thing instead of this thing, you should take that criticism good. Constructively criticism means if somebody constructively criticizes you, it means in a good way, in a positive way. But the thing is that, for example, you're not working well or you're not doing well in your any kind of work. But the thing is, if that person tells you that you should do something this or this, advises you something, or constructively criticizes you, or you're not doing this thing well, or you should do this thing in any manner. So there you should take that criticism to your, it should be a kind of a driving force. But you should not see confident people don't only rely on the criticism. They say if it is good for you and then you make a kind of judgment, is it good or bad, then you move forward. It's a kind of like sign of a confidence. If somebody constructively criticizes you, but that person's we can say tries to we can say humiliates you. Okay, humiliates you in all the in front of all the people, tries to like humiliate you. What you will do there, in my book I have written there that you have to practice embarrassment as well. Remember this thing, practice embarrassment is a different concept where you, it comes from the root word of like root concept of psychology, that is self abasement. You can write it also. Self abasement is the concept here. You have to apply that thing so that you will not feel, humiliated. That's the thing. So you have to accept feedbacks gracefully. When you are humble, you don't have to depend, okay, now somebody is criticizing me and all. Why should I take the criticism? You should constructively, if somebody is constructively criticizing you, and you know that other person is of the good nature and all, then you should, and as well you should see that whether that person is trying to motivate you or not. You know it very well. Admit mistakes is the third point, how you can practice the humility. Being willing to admit when you are wrong and take responsibility for your actions. Be aware of your own shortcomings, strengths and limitations. So you have to admit your mistake. Remember this thing, you have to admit your mistakes. People don't admit, first they don't recognize their mistake, they cannot grow. When they don't recognize their mistakes, they will never grow. Because if you will not recognize at the first point, for example, there is okay, I will take your point. Wait a second, let me complete. If people are not recognizing at the first point that it is a mistake, then do you think they will grow? They will not grow. So you have to first recognize your mistake and then admit it, and take the responsibility of your actions. Yes, I have committed a mistake, then it's no problem. I'm a human. Yes, I can make a mistake. What's wrong in that? Be aware of your own shortcomings, strengths, and limitations. So you have to be aware of your own shortcomings, what you lack. For example, some people lack in communication skills. They should understand that yes, I lack it and I have to improve it. There's a quote also in my book. I have not shared it here on the slide. I got reminded right now. What we cannot change must be accepted, and what we can change must be improved. It's a quote from my book. What we cannot change must be accepted, and what we can change must be improved. So, for example, if somebody is, can you change your parents? No. Accept them as they are. Don't just try to change everything around. Can you change your height? No. Can you change the speed of the earth with what speed it's moving? No. Accept it. Can you change your age? No. So things which are we cannot change, we have to accept them. Anything, it's a concept. It's a quote from my book. And what we cannot change, sorry, what we can change, what we cannot change, improve, accept it. And what we cannot change, improve it. Can you change your body image, the way you look? Yes. Grooming, you can do it at any cost. You can do it. Can you change the way you speak? Yes, why not? Can you change the way you present yourself? Of course, yes. Okay, Arprit, I would like to take your question. You just raised your hand.
Thank you, sir, for considering. So I have one question.
Yes.
So how to differentiate between a humiliation and constructive criticism? Because
Yeah,
it happens.
that's a
So
wonderful question.
so,
And
sorry. So actually, I faced this when I was in a cricket academy for 2 years. I had one player, Rahul, which was younger than me, 1 year younger than me, and one player which was playing for Rajasthan under 19. So when the player who was playing for under 19 said that you should play this shot because you're getting out for a this particular ball, I took it as a guidance and criticism. But when the same thing was being told to me by a younger person, which was 2 years younger than me, I feel like it was like मन में एक चीज आती है कि यार ये बच्चा मुझे कैसे बता रहा है. So that was a humiliation, or I should take it as a constructive criticism.
so, what I understood from your, just I'm rephrasing this. What I understood from your point is that you were in a cricket match and somebody elder to you told you that you should play like this in the coming ball. But the same thing was it was communicated to you by a younger person, and you felt humiliated. Why I should be taking this thing from a person who is younger to me? Is it the thing?
Yes, at that point of time, I
Okay.
took it as a
So
humiliation.
it's not a humiliation. See, we have to understand the point between humiliation and see. Practice embarrassment is a concept which I think I was not going to cover it, and I am left with a lot of less time. So I will tell you what practice embarrassment is. Practice embarrassment is if somebody has watched the movie Titanic here. I don't know if somebody has watched the movie Titanic. And if you see when Jack and Rose were at a dinner table and dinner thing, it was a dinner time, and everybody was on the table, and nobody was knowing that Jack is from a third class. He's come from that we call that third class category of the ship. Nobody was knowing it until Jack Rose's mom mentioned it, that how is, मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा, सबसे मतलब नीचे नीचे जहाज के नीचे वाले हिस्से में कैसा रहन सहन, सो हाउ इज एवरीथिंग एट द बॉटम ऑफ द शिप, you are there. So सबको पता, अब everything came to everybody come to know that Jack comes from a third class category of the ship. So there it was a humiliation for Jack. It is a humiliation in front of all the people. Somebody is humiliating Rose's mom is humiliating Jack in front of all. So do you know what he said there? Being a person like us, what we would have done, we would have stood up and we would have left their place. This is the only thing we do. If we get humiliated, either we can say something bad or we can use harsh words. That is the only thing we can do, isn't it? You know what he said? What Jack said? Jack said, hardly any rats. चूहों का नामो निशान नहीं. So everybody started laughing. This is the concept of practice embarrassment. Now you understood what practice embarrassment is. Practice embarrassment, you have to get embarrassed. Don't worry if somebody is embarrassing you, and then reply in a very funny manner. But also there should be a kind of line where if somebody is taking you, if somebody is abusing you or something, see, standards and morals depends on person to person. I cannot teach you moral. If there's a line where if somebody is crossing it, you have to then respond, and you have to then react also. Better word is respond. You have to respond in a very good to, you have to respond that person that, see, this is wrong, you should not do this, in a very affirmative manner. You have to say it. That's all. But the thing is that my concept is practice embarrassment. Why it is important? It's important because it takes the spot a light away from you, and it puts on the joke, or you make a fun of thing that, and you get out of the this zone. You are not then the spotlight is not on the you. So let's continue. Fifth point is ways to practice this humility is stay open minded. See, if I will think from this point of view here, see, people are trying to manipulate me, people are trying to be bad to me, etc., etc., I will not grow. I have to keep my mind open to practice humility. I have to listen to all. That's why in the beginning I also mentioned that if you keep your cameras on, I will be very much happy towards you as well, because other people are also there and they are not taking part in it. You understood? So we have to, if I will not be open minded, I will not understand you people there. First of all, a person who practices humility should be open minded. So I will read it out. Be receptive to new ideas and perceptives, recognizing that you don't have all the answers. Okay, I don't have all the answers. I'm telling you right now. The answers I have will be purely based on my experience and my knowledge and skill set. That's all. So if you say that I know it all, then people will question your credibility. How much you know? When you say I am learning, people will never question you. So stay open minded if you want to practice humility.
Can I intervene?
Yeah, who is this?
Dr. Sanjay.
Yeah, yeah.
So actually, a humble person is a person who is very down to earth. He is open-minded. He accepts the criticism. If they are
Yes.
constructive criticism, is open to improvement. Right?
Yes.
This is what we call the Japanese philosophy, Kaizen philosophy, where
Correct.
improvement is a constant thing.
Yeah. Wonderful. That's wonderful, Ravi. Nice addition. I loved your ideas, Dr. Sanjay. Okay. So sixth point is learn from everyone. So see, there Arprit. I guess Arprit was the name I had.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Arprit, see, if you not learn from other people as well, then you are not going to, somebody, sometimes even a child can teach you something good. And you have to be open to learning. Remember this. If you stop yourself from learning from other people, see, recognize that everyone has something to teach, regardless of their status or position. For writing this book, which is there, for writing this book, would you believe I have taken even the consideration of unprivileged people as well. I have talked to them about their perspective of life, how they see their life, how they view their life. If you not see, even an auto driver can teach you something good because he has got experience. See, some people are bad. I don't deny the fact that all the people are good. There are some black sheep in every community. Remember the fact. Everywhere it's happened. But you should be open to learning. The best example, Arpit, you gave here is that the person who was younger to you, you were saying that, yeah, he is guiding me. It's a kind of humiliation. No, it was not a humiliation for you. It was a value addition to your knowledge. Knowledge can come from even a child. Even at any age, any age, anybody can teach you something good. Practice empathy. See, when we do active listening with six senses, what we are doing there is that we are practicing empathy itself. If you empathize with people, they are going to be your good friends. But if you just listen to them in a way to just, you want to just talk next, and no, 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 wait, I just listen this, I'm not listening to you, I am just listening to you in a way I have to respond. No, listen in a way to feel. That is the way. This seventh point is practice empathy. So you have to feel the things, you have to practice empathy so that people will feel you. Because nobody in the world is going to forget how you made them feel. Remember this thing. I'm telling you this thing, right? People will forget how you talked, people will forget how you responded, but people will never forget how you made them feel at the moment. Remember this one. So you have to practice empathy, and one of the ways to practice empathy, one of the ways by which you can practice humility is practice empathy. Just empathize with people, not sympathize. Sympathize is something else. Sympathy and empathy has got different meanings. Sympathy means you are just seeing it from your point of view, how other person is seeing the things. Empathy means to feel, getting in their shoes, but being at your own place, but feeling what is happening there. That is empathy. Okay, so getting to the point, share credit. Always remember, okay, I will first read it out. When success is achieved, acknowledge the contributions of others rather than seeking all glory. I did it all. For writing this book, I have given credit to all of the people who have helped me in writing this. And as well, I will tell you, if you are at any place, first thank to the people around. Thank the people. Have you watched the thing like any award function or something? I guess you have watched it. And have you seen there that people first they start with thanking the production team and all? Why they do it? They could thank their own skills. They will say it's only because of me. I did it. They could say it like that. I did it was because of me. Why they do it? Because it helps them to be humble. They show it helps them to be grounded. That thing, confidence and overconfidence. It will not get to a head. The success does not get to their head. That's the thing. Okay, so this is the point. Why you should share the credit so that you will be humble. Ninth is stay humble. Remember that humility is a continual practice, not a destination reached. Stay grounded and mindful of your limitations. Always remember that you have to stay grounded and mindful of your limitation, that you have got certain weaknesses as well, shortcomings, which makes you a human. And 10th point is attitude of gratitude. Can anybody, okay, I will first ask like this. Nana, can you tell me what attitude of gratitude is basically? Why it
Well,
helps us to be humble?
Having an attitude is an important thing everywhere, whether it is in
My
society or.
question to you is that attitude of gratitude.
I'm coming to that, sir. Attitude of gratitude is basically having that your attitude should be grateful. You should be grateful to people and to anyone who has done if someone has done a little bit for you, you should always be grateful. So that is the attitude of grateful. If you are thankful, then the universe blesses you with more. If you're not thankful, then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
This is what I feel, that you are not blessed enough. If you are not grateful, if you don't have gratitude.
That's wonderful.
shall I say something?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
Mr. Ghanshyam.
in a night time when I go to sleep, I thank God that He has given me a good day today. That's
That's
gratitude for the God.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's actually wonderful. That you should thank somebody, God, your universe, whatever you are having your belief set, whatever it is, you should thank. You know why? Because every day we live, but the thing is that some people stay on the roads, streets. Have you seen those people who are not that much privileged as we are? They are there. Some people they have eyes but they can't see. They have eyes. Some people they have ears but they can't hear. Some people they have legs but don't have the ability to walk. Some people they have hands but they can't move it. Some people they have got like good, they are, if you watch their tongue and but they can't articulate the words, they can't speak. So we should be thankful of our blessings, so that when you thank the things, it's a positive psychology. If you thank something, what happens, our mind automatically becomes happy. This is the thing, it becomes automatically happy for the things what you are basically thanking. So attitude of gratitude is really important. In, I will take, this is the core concept of being humble. Why it's being, that's why I put in the end. I could have put it in the front, first point, but I put it in the end so that you understand that it's a big concept. Go through it. In my book I have dedicated 4 pages to it. Attitude of gratitude, 4 to 5 pages I've dedicated to attitude of gratitude. Even I was asked in one of my seminars that how we can practice attitude of gratitude if somebody dies in our life, if somebody dies or leaves us. Can anybody answer me? Okay, let me start with Arpit. Arpit, can you just answer to me like how you can practice attitude of gratitude if somebody dies?
Yes,
Good
please,
evening,
please,
sir.
please.
Good evening. Who is this?
Can you hear me?
Yes, who is this?
I'm Dr. Sharani.
Dr. Sharani.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Your session is wonderful. Really, losing someone is a heartbreaking experience.
Yes.
Yes, we have to follow what they said. That will give gratitude to them. I think so. Don't know exactly. We have to show what they said. We have to follow in our life already. In
Can I
my
speak?
point of
Yeah, why not? See, you have to be very much interactive. This is the last point and nothing else.
So may I
So,
speak?
yeah,
Sir, when someone leaves us, it's really heartbreaking.
yeah,
But we should be thankful for the time we got to spend with them. We should be
yeah,
thankful for all
wonderful.
their teachings. We should be thankful for whatever happy moments they gave us, whatever they left us with. So we
Yeah,
should be
the
grateful
memories, very wonderful.
for memories. Yeah.
Yeah. And second thing, I will add here to Nana's point. That is, first was to whatever they have spent the time with us, we have to memorize those things. See, they have left a beautiful memory to us. And second is, if we are not in a way that what we are doing here, then we have to see that patience and hope. Two things, patience and hope. Remember these two. They are your friends there where you can't keep the attitude of gratitude, patience, and hope. Remember this thing. It's not in the slide, it's from my book. I'm telling you, patience and hope, two things. If you can't keep the attitude of gratitude there, patience and hope, you'll be your friends there. So, this is all for today. What we said, I will just sing a song. I'm not good at singing songs, let me tell you. But for you all people here, it was a wonderful thing. I will basically 4 lines poetry की है, लाइक हिंदी में है ये। छूले आसमान जमी की तलाश न कर, छूले आसमान जमी की तलाश न कर, जीले जिंदगी खुशी की तलाश न कर, जीले जिंदगी खुशी की तलाश न कर, तकदीर बदल जाएगी खुद ही मेरे दोस्त, तकदीर बदल जाएगी खुद ही मेरे दोस्त, मुस्कुराना सीख ले वजह की तलाश न। सो इससे मुझे एक सॉन्ग याद आया।
Very beautiful answer.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। इससे मुझे एक सॉन्ग याद आता है। आई विल सिंग दैट सॉन्ग। आई एम नॉट गुड एट सिंगिंग, सो बट फॉर यू पीपल आई विल सिंग दिस सॉन्ग। लाइक मुस्कुराने से एक सॉन्ग मुझे याद है। ये मुझे बाय द वे एक सॉन्ग अभी याद आया। इट्स नॉट लाइक आई हैव डन इट बिफोर, so I will sing this song for you people here because you're very fine audience here. I will try to sing it. मुस्कुराने की वजह तुम हो, गुनगुनाने की वजह तुम हो, जिया जाए ना जाए ना जाए ना ओरे पिया रे, जिया जाए ना जाए ना ओरे पिया रे, मुस्कुराने की वजह तुम हो, गुनगुनाने की वजह तुम हो, जिया जाए ना पूरे पिया रे, जिया
Yes,
जाए
sir.
जाए ना पूरे
Hello,
पिया
sir.
रे, प्यारे.
Yes,
So this
sir.
was the song.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Who is this?
I am Dr. Sanjay, sir. You're speaking. You are singing really very beautiful.
Thank you very much. I try to sing it. I am not a good singer, but I
Oh,
try to
nice
No,
sing
to
no,
it.
hear this.
but you're singing very well.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Sanjay. So, any doubts from, I would like to ask you all people there, any doubts till now on the topic, the power of being humble and the ways to practice humility? Any doubts on this
One,
or any?
one I want
Sir,
to
I have a
say.
doubt.
Yeah, do
Hello.
one thing, raise hands one by one so that I will help you to navigate through. Raise hands one by one. Yeah. So first I will give the chance. Anybody can raise the hand. See, other people are there like Aarti, but Bhatnagar is there, Kritika is there, Himanthan is there, Vasanthi is there, Ravi Kumar is there, Shivi is there. All these are there. Okay, first I will give chance to Dr. R. Urashani. Usharani. Dr. R. Usharani. Okay, you can first speak. Dr. Usharani.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Uh, when someone did wrong in our life, okay, sir, how will you handle that kind of people? We have to love them. It is your session is wonderful, sir. At this young age, you realized many things. It is a wonderful session. So I want to learn that we never hate anyone because we have to love them. When someone did wrong in our life, we have to do good things for them. Then only they can realize their fault, isn't it? We have to give chance for self-realization. But I feel that, but in our life, I'm not following that. So what are the ways we have to do?
So
And
can you rephrase your question again? I was not able to understand your question.
when someone did wrong in your life, how you are handling that kind of people?
It all depends on your heart. I have written, I will tell you what I have written as well. If you can forgive somebody without asking like the justification or then you are the happiest and the luckiest. But I know as well one thing that it's sometimes it's very difficult for you
Hello?
to can you
हाँ
mute
भैया.
yourself, Dr. Sanjay? Can you
हाँ?
mute yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in sometimes in our life, it's sometimes very difficult as well to handle the things. I have seen this. Sometimes someone hurt us so badly that we say that why this happened to us. It should not have happened to us. But I will say एक song से मैं ऐसे I will try to help you with the song. I'm not good at singing, so still I will try to sing it through a song. भुला देना मुझे है अलविदा तुझे तुझे जीना है मेरे बिना. So why can't you tell yourself these things? But okay, it's not the end of the world. Somebody has hurt you. Well, so what? So what? There's no problem in it. Somebody hurts you. There's so many people who hurts each other. You have to only feel one thing that I have to forgive. If you can't forgive, you know what? You are carrying the burden on yourself. You're carrying that load, emotional load, we call that. And emotional load will not help you to navigate through your own life. It will not give you peace. Just forgive and move forward. See how much positivity you will attract in your life. You will attract positive things. So I think I have given you the answer.
Excellent, sir. Thank you so much.
So Dr. Sanjay, I would like to
So,
ask you what.
yeah, yes, actually, I'm traveling, so there would be some noise also,
Yeah, yeah, I
right?
can hear the
But
noise.
yeah, but the thing is that normally we say that when you are very humble, people start taking you for granted, actually,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
That is
And
what Arpit was also saying.
yeah, people start taking you for granted, and
Hmm.
normally it is said that you be humble to people who really deserve your humility. For
Hmm.
other people, you should not be humble also. We have to be very practical in life.
That's wonderful. That's what I've already mentioned. I guess you have joined late, Dr. Sanjay. I already have touched this point that Arpit was saying the same thing in the beginning of the session. He told me that it's a weakness. I said, yes, it can be a weakness if you are not affirmative, if you are not assertive towards things. It can be a weakness as well. Remember, the only thing is that being humble means being confident and being affirmative towards things and assertive. These are the words. If you associate this thing to have being humble, then it will not take you down in your life.
Yeah, another thing is that, like you said, that if you have to forgive and forget at times, because otherwise you'll be carrying that hurt, which will
Emotional
really,
load, yes.
yeah, that load and all, and that will stunt your progress. Actually, at times we say
Yeah.
we have to leave things. Somebody has really hurt you, leave it to the Almighty. He's going to take care of that.
That's also one point. See, I don't see. I will tell you one thing. Why I don't use the word Almighty sometimes is that all people are not believing in power. So we have to say universe sometimes. Universe will take the revenge or whatever it is. Universe is
Yeah,
it's a
universe. You can say, yeah, yeah,
exactly. So
exactly.
the thing is that sometimes we have to also see the thing that it's a proven thing that if you hurt somebody, it will come to you in different ways. You will not understand, but it will come to you. Okay, so
So there is something which we call as natural justice,
yes,
right?
natural justice.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we are not able to repay, or we are weak and we are not able to repay, the other person who has hurt us is a more mightier person, more wealthy person, then of course leave it to God,
Exactly.
leave it to the
That's
universe.
that's correct. Yeah, you have to leave it. Sometimes you are not you cannot do justice every time. So let's hope for the best. Yeah, it was a wonderful addition, Dr.
Right.
Sanjay.
Right. Thank you
Okay,
so much, sir.
welcome. Uh, Gansham Das Garg, what's your question?
Uh, in the beginning, you said arrogance, and it is a disease, and then greatness. In the heart will bring the without humble, it cannot be possible.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have a quote of Kabir Das ji: क्षमा बड़न को चाहिए छोटन को उत्पात काहरी को घटी गयो जो भृगु ने मारी लात.
Wow, wonderful. Can you explain this quote? I understood the thing, but let all the
Yeah,
people, can you repeat it slowly so that all the
जो
people will understand?
जो बड़े लोग हैं उनको क्षमा चाहिए, क्योंकि छोटे तो उत्पात करते ही हैं. क्या घट गया हरि का जब भृगु ने उनको लात मारी? हरि तो बड़े हैं.
That's wonderful. That's really
ग्रेटनेस,
wonderful.
ग्रेटनेस.
Yes, that's really wonderful, Gansham Das. That's very
ओके,
wonderful.
थैंक यू, थैंक
Okay, Nana, what you have to speak about or what you have to ask?
Sir, actually, I don't have a question, but I have observed that when you lend your ear for you're being empathetic, you're listening to people very carefully, you're feeling their pain most of the times. Then, when you are in problem, then most of the time there's no one to listen to you because most people are not empathetic these days. They don't have time. They don't want to put emotions or they don't want to feel anything for others. So
Hmm.
this was my observation just.
So people don't have time for. That's why we are having psychologists nowadays. This is this
Yeah. True.
this thing is taken by the psychologists. The people, it should not, psychology should not have been there at the first place. Psychologists should not have been at the first place.
Right.
By the way, I am doing my masters in psychology right now. It's like only 8 months are left. I will tell you one thing, that psychologists would not have been there if people would have taken the roles themselves. They should not any kind of like I'm saying that yeah, there are some mental illnesses, like some people are having some kind of diseases. It is there. There's no problem. It will happen. But the thing is, a small kind of emotional turmoil in a person, or we can say distress, or we can say grief, these kind of things, people should be there for one another, and that is how society happens. Society is there. But nowadays people are becoming so fast in life that they don't have time for all these things. They are running towards, they are in a cat, we call that rat race.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right.
Rat race. They are running. Rat race is the word. They are
When with
running towards things.
and with the advent of technology, the time they that is spent on social media, that is spent on looking at other people, but they'll not listen to people sitting next to them. So this is kind of sad.
That's really wonderful, Nana. You are basically saying something which is what I have already observed 3 years back. I have seen this thing happening around, and you are telling me the same thing, and I'm getting reminded of those things. What used to happen in, sometimes I will sing a song. Okay, I will try to explain the song like in 4 lines. you just see the song. क्या उस गली में कभी तेरा जाना हुआ जहां से जमाने को गुजरे जमाना हुआ मेरा समय तो वहीं पे है ठहरा हुआ बताऊं तुम्हें क्या मेरे साथ क्या क्या हुआ. So these are the four lines I have, like I always see with
Hello.
Dr.
Oh,
Sanjay.
so, I'm sorry, I'm intervening. Are you
Yeah.
winding up or you're still continuing?
No, this is I'm winding up. This is finishing.
Okay, I just want to say that I have attended a lot of webinars, and
Yeah.
this is one of the best webinars.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sanjay.
Yeah,
Thank you very
I
much.
really liked your personality, the way you sing, because this is how you make a lecture really very interesting.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
I was
thanks.
I just sang it. I was not knowing that I'm good at singing. But this is the thing. Good. So the thing is that you have to, these four lines give you an insight. If you have to talk to somebody, just sing four lines. Any these four lines, they will speak what they have in their heart. I am giving you this a kind of a bulletproof thing. In front of anybody who's having an emotional load, just sing four lines and they will speak up. Yeah, we are having these kind.
Thank you for the wonderful song, sir, and the wonderful session. I also have the same views like sir said. It was one of the best sessions I have attended.
Okay, thank you very much. And also one thing more, I have given you my all the details here. I have. Can you see the screen? All of you, can you see the screen? Arpit, can you see? Okay,
Yes, sir.
Nana, yes, you can see.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Can you
yes.
see the screen? This
Yes,
is
sir.
my all the details. My website is there. My Instagram handle is there. My Gmail is there. Any way you want to be connected with me, I will really love to be with all of you
Sure, sir.
because
Sure.
I am a person who is very interactive. I don't. I am not that kind of person who I every day, or I can say once in a week or 2 days, I always post something or I always write something which is in the favor of human, which is in the favor of society itself. Welcome, Dr. Usha Rani. So I always put something which is for the benefit and for the welfare of humans.
Yeah, right. So can I intervene?
Yes, yes, Dr. Sanjay.
Where do you stay?
Basically, I am from Kashmir, Srinagar, but I stay in Delhi.
Delhi. Okay. I don't know, but I should be saying this that I would like to. I'll discuss with the management, and I would like to invite you to my institute at a time.
Why not? I will. I have been to many various institute, and if you invite me, I will be one of the happiest person in my life to
Yeah,
be there.
definitely. So, right.
I
Definitely.
always practice these kind of things. This is in me. One thing, why you are being happy and all, because I practice these things. Right now when I will switch off this Zoom session here, I will go to gym. This is my routine. I am not doing anything. It's not a one day thing. You will see there. I have practiced these things for years, and this is my 8 years of hard work. It's my 8 years of hard work. This is there. It's my 8 years of hard. So this is the thing. I always practice these things, and I always believe in psychology. There's a law. Believe in learning. First thing, learning and knowledge. The मनी एंड एक्सलेंस विल कम खुद ही आ जाएगी. मनी एंड एक्सलेंस, ये थ्री इडियट्स का डायलॉग है. थ्री इडियट्स, इन थ्री इडियट्स दिस इज इट इज देयर दैट कामयाबी के पीछे मत भागो, सॉरी पैसे के पीछे मत, और समथिंग लाइक दैट. आई डोंट रिमेम्बर द डायलॉग.
सर उसमें पैसे के पीछे मत भागो, एंड लास्ट लाइन है नो, कामयाबी झक मार के आएगी.
कामयाबी जक मार के पीछे आएगी. दिस इज द थिंग. दैट इज व्हाट आई से. लर्निंग पे आप फोकस रखो. फोकस ऑन योर लर्निंग, एंड सेकंड on your this everything you have to focus on your learning. Just learning pe focus karo. Just focus on your learning. Just see how the things come to you. This is the thing. So anything, see, Hitesh Kumar is there. That's great, highly informative. That's very wonderful. So you have any doubts till now? Any more doubts, or any somebody wants to speak something? People are like, you are free to talk here. There's nobody to judge you. I am not a person who judges things. I am a person to listen and understand the things. That's the thing.
Good evening, sir.
Who is this? first speak your name.
This is Dr. Manjari.
Okay, Dr. Manjali. Yeah.
Yes, sir. By profession, I am a faculty, and I usually face some problem while being humble to my students.
Hmm.
So, can you suggest me some possible solutions for the same?
Oh, wait a second. You named yourself as I because in Zoom session we cannot see people very well.
Dr. Manjari Agrawal. My name is Dr. Manjari Agrawal.
Dr. Manjali Agarwal. Let me see first. Okay, I have seen Dr. Manjali. So, can you rephrase your question, please?
Sir, usually I used to be humble with my students. There is a good rapport with me, and but usually I feel there are some problems. I usually feel to get the work done on time. Deadlines miss कर देते हैं. मतलब somewhat हो सकता है हम्बल होना घातक हो रहा है या ये चीज मुझे क्लियर नहीं हो रही. हम्बल होना इसलिए जरूरी है क्योंकि वी आर वर्किंग इन प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन, सो वी कैन नॉट बी सो स्ट्रिक्ट विद द स्टूडेंट. तो ये चीज मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है, पता नहीं हम्बल होना ज्यादा हार्मफुल है कि स्ट्रिक्ट होना ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल है. आई एम क्वाइट कंफ्यूज बिटवीन दिस.
You should be. Have you watched the movie Mohabbatein?
Yes, I.
Have you seen the character of Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan there?
Yeah. Both.
So Amitabh Bachchan used to instill, we call that fear among
Yeah.
students. That should not be a personality of a teacher or any kind of leader or any kind of who is at a good position. Because you should not instill fear in people. If it is happening around you, then people will not be open to you. By the grace of Almighty, every time whenever I do the sessions, people are very much interactive because they don't see me as a threat. Otherwise, if I will be like that, I will use my authority in a very different manner, and people will be away from me. So it is not the thing that now we don't have to scold the students and all. I'm not saying you don't have to. You have to strike the balance. Watch the movie Mohabbatein again and see how Shah Rukh Khan there as Raj is the character name. Just see how he instills, we call that he inspires people through love and honesty in their work. And this should be the motive as teachers if the thing is there. Movies are there. If you have watched the movies, these things will be very much clear about how we have to be, and there should be a balance between like if you want to bring good behavior in a person, you have to first of all, for example, I'll give an example how you have to do it. If somebody is not doing the assignments, you have to first start by the appreciation of the student. Sometimes, like, have you seen when I've seen you earlier, some 1 month before, you used to do very good. I used to be very much I used to be very much admiring you as a student, how you do it. Now you are doing it, I don't understand why. And that student will that time down the guard that something is the problem with me and not with the map. Got it? That is the thing. So first, whenever a student does something wrong, start with some kind of appreciation for the student so that the guards are down for the student. That is my advice here. So have you seen all the, like, is the screen like available there? Can you see I have shared my everything? You can be connected with me, and I am winding out my session. If somebody has something to speak up or something to ask, you can ask any, like, there is like Shiva is there, Joy Cecil is there, K Raghul is there, but they didn't like interacted with me. Anything if you want to ask, I'm giving you some 2 minutes more so that if somebody wants to ask something, you can ask to me. Anybody who
So
wants to ask?
I have a question.
Yes, Dr. Sanjay.
Sir, what is the difference and how would you, if you can explain it to me, between humility and attitude?
The attitude is okay. You are taking attitude in that manner. I got it.
Yeah,
Attitude like
opposite to
मुझे
humility,
attitude
yes.
दिखा दिया. Okay, I got it.
Yes, yes.
But the attitude is in psychology, attitude is simply what? Attitude is the first reaction towards a thing. It can be positive, it can be negative as. If somebody is showing you attitude, negative attitude towards things, it's their problem. Just don't respond to it. Even if you don't respond to certain things, their power gets weak. Like their power gets small. They get very small in the eyes of people. Like, see, I did so much kind of thing, but he didn't respond to me. This is the thing. And humility, if you want to differentiate between humility and attitude, it's not a correct like comparison.
Mhm.
Humility and arrogance can be taken as like differentiating things. Attitude is something positive as well as negative as well. Positive attitude is there. If you are positive towards things, you have a positive attitude. Like perspective, we can. Attitude means
Mhm.
what you see first or the first reaction towards a thing. If you
Mhm.
see here or something, what is your first reaction? That is your attitude. कहते हैं ना कि यार मुझे इसका समझ नहीं है इसने ऐसे बोला क्यों. So this kind of attitude, what the first reaction which comes to your mind, that is the attitude.
Mhm.
And humility is like being humble at a place, like being grounded and being mindful of your qualities, your positiveness, your strengths, and your shortcomings. That is being humble. And also, one thing, what you already have mentioned, that we don't have to, you told me that some people they take undue advantage of your humility. So I will tell you that we have to be there assertive and affirmative.
Mhm.
This is the thing.
Yes.
Okay. So I am
Right, sir.
winding up the session.
Sir,
Okay.
one more question. Last
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. Normally, it is said that whenever a person acts a bit high-handedly, or is a bit what you call it, shows attitude, or it becomes like a negative kind of attitude, is very bossy kind of a person. He is expecting a kind of a reaction from you. So, but if you do not react, I think that is the best kind of thing. Don't
Can you please
react, and if it
rephrase?
doesn't,
So Sanjay, my focus was somewhere else.
yeah.
Can you please rephrase?
I'm just saying that if a person acts very high-handedly or something of that sort, he is expecting a kind of a reaction from you. And if
Yeah.
you do not react, I think he is really perplexed or confused
Yes,
that I
exactly.
have
That was my
acted
point.
like this, yeah,
Yeah.
I have talked like this, and this person is not reacting to it.
Yeah. That is, you take the power away from them because they want you to show the reactions. When you don't show the reaction, they get perplexed. What is happening?
Yes,
This is the thing.
right. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome. Okay, so I will now take the session back to Yashika. Yashika, you can take the session back.
That was a very good piece of advice given us to sir. Again, thank you all for attending today's webinar. And if you have any additional questions, you can contact us by email or telephone. We are happy to provide you additional support to you. Please follow us on our social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel for new learning.